Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and update 22.14 is here, and while it doesn't seem like a massive patch, the changes that it did bring are pretty big. So first up, we have something that I've been secretly hoping for ever since Captura was introduced, but I was pretty sure they were never going to add it, and here it is. So in addition to 7 new Captura scenes, this is one of them by the way, that you can buy from different syndicates, you can now place differently colored and sized text throughout the scene, and you have the ability to set a camera path. Now it does feel kind of fiddly at the moment, but I've only been playing around with this for about an hour and there is a lot to wrap your head around here. Because you can change a pretty big part of the scene for each camera anchor. Now I cannot even begin to explain how happy I am that this was added and that it actually is in Captura because it's an awesome tool, but DE, please, for the love of God, take the clear camera positions button and move it to the bottom of the menu underneath help. Don't have it under edit camera positions because I accidentally pressed it like 5 times today. And every time I did, I really wanted to punch something. Now the biggest change that was introduced with this update by far is the removal of raids, first of all, and second of all, the Arcane Rework. So Warframe Arcanes are no longer installed onto helmets and Siandanas, they basically work like extra mods now. Each Warframe can equip 2 Arcanes per build, and the Arcanes are now shared between all Warframes and builds. So if I take my lazy tanky Naros and I put on Arcane Victory and Arcane Guardian, I can then put these Arcanes onto another Inaros build or even another Warframe like Rhino. The same goes for the Exodia Arcanes for Zo, so if you go into the upgrade section in your arsenal of a Zo, you will see an Arcane slot at the top right corner where you can place one of the Exodia ones. The ones for your operator's amplifier work the exact same way too, you can once again share them between different amplifiers, and the same goes for the operator ones as well. Though since you only have one operator, nothing has really changed here. And finally, if you're not a big fan of running around all over your line set and going through bazillion menus to do your arcanes, you can still access the Arcane Manager from your foundry. This is a really cool change in my opinion because it makes arcanes more flexible and it also reduces the number of them that you need because you only really need one set of each, and it actually shows people that there are arcanes to be gotten, whereas previously they were kind of hidden away and a lot of people I think didn't even know there were arcanes in the game. Also, they made it so that you can now trade fully ranked arcanes, so you don't have to trade them one by one and then the person will stack them themselves. This is not a massive change, but it's definitely a welcomed one because it will save you a trade. Now in addition to all of that, they've also did some changes to beam weapons, so they fixed an issue where beam weapons weren't able to damage enemies that were either crowd controlled by some abilities or knocked down. They've changed the damage ramp up mechanic a little bit, so the damage will now ramp up over 0.6 seconds, and if you move away from the target or you simply miss it, there will be a delay of 0.8 seconds and it will then start to decay over 2 seconds. And they made it so that the damage will ramp up from 20% rather than 10%, with a couple of exceptions. These being the Convectrix, where the primary fire starts at 60% and the alternative fire starts at 80%, Phage, where it will start at 70%, and the Embolist, where it will start at 30%. Then they basically fixed multi-shot, so it should now apply more consistently when it comes to beam weapons, and they made it so that weapon range mods like Sinister Reach will no longer apply to the chaining effect from certain weapons like Amprex or the Atomos. Also, there was apparently a bug where beam weapons would continuously fire while you were quick meleeing, so that is now fixed. Now before you get angry that they pretty much just destroyed the Atomos because that one really needed Ruinous Extension to work because the chain wouldn't go very far, they also buffed the range at which the Amprex and Atomos chain, in addition to nerfing the damage of the Amprex from 24 down to 22. And I'm honestly not that bothered by the damage nerf because it's now gonna chain much farther. They also increased the range on the Cyclone from 20 up to 24 meters, they reduced the magazine size from 60 to 40, they buffed the Synapse so it now does 20 damage instead of 18, and they've increased the range from 20 meters up to 27 meters. And the only weapon this really changes is the Atomos, where you no longer need Ruinous Extension and you can put on more damage, so the Atomos is now a lot stronger. And finally, this update also introduced the Octavia Maestra Collection, which contains the Octavia Maestra skin, which looks pretty spooky. I don't know if I would call this a Maestro. She looks pretty creepy. Then there is the Boltor Bravura skin, which looks very interesting. It makes it kind of look like the Tsar. Then there is the Versimo Siandana, which looks really nice as well. It kind of reminds me of one of the first capes that we have had in the game. And finally, the Horus Instrument pack for the Mandacord, which I will let you listen to a little bit right now. I don't know about this one. I like the bass and I kind of like the drums, but everything together sounds kind of muddy. But that might just be the song that I have here, because it was not made with these instruments in mind. Now, why am I showing you all of this? Because I don't usually go very in depth on cosmetics in update overviews. Well, because I've been told by the E that I can give one of these sets away. So we're gonna do a wee bit of a giveaway, and it doesn't matter what platform you're playing on, so you could be on PC, Xbox One and PS4. However, since this is not live on consoles yet, the prizes will be given out a little bit later once it does come out on Xbox and PlayStation as well. And we're gonna do it the same way we always do giveaways on this channel, so simply send an email over to mcgamerczgiveaway@gmail.com and include your in-game name and the platform you're playing on into the email. And I'm once again going to announce the winner next week on Friday in the Barakateer video. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about when it comes to update 22.14. I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.